Thanks. Just, Minister, before you come back there, look, I personally have been contacted by the Job Club in Ballahadreen as well. And look, I know job clubs around the country are very concerned regarding this particular tender process. And I think, look, at the focus and the core in relation to this, Minister, is that we need to help people not just get a job, but to get a long-term sustainable job. That's what's key here. And I think there is a fear that all you're going to see is a certain amount of churning rather than actually securing long-term sustainable employment, which, you know, when you come from a rural part of the country, the same as myself, the range of jobs, the availability of jobs are not the same as you have the opportunities in urban. Minister, I hope you still have me there. Apologies for that. But just the sustainability is not the same in rural areas as it is in urban areas. And I think the concern here is that the tendering process, and we all agree that it needs to go to a tender process, but how that tender process is structured is what is key here. And there are established models, like through the SICAP model, where there are performance targets, there are penalties built in for underperformance, and it is imperative that they are included in a process, but the focus is on securing long-term sustainable employment for those people that avail of the schemes. And no one is prepared or willing to defend a situation where, you know, you're talking about the range at the moment in your own contribution, Minister, a range of successful employment ranging from 14% to 45%. What we want to see is all of the groups around the country that are providing these services achieving that rate of 45% and hopefully even higher than that in terms of long-term sustainable employment. And I think at our core, all of the members feel that that is the approach that needs to be taken in relation to that, and that's what we need to achieve. So, look, Minister, I'll let you wrap up in relation to it because we're coming close to the time limit for this meeting, Minister.
Okay, thanks for that, Deputy, and thanks, Deputies, for again outlining the issues that you have, and I do understand them, by the way, because my officials will attest to this. The questions you ask me were the questions I asked them, because this is not about profit, and it's about the service that we provide to those people that need assistance in upskilling or in guidance or whatever advice they need to get them into sustainable, good quality jobs. In relation to jobs clubs, can I just say the amalgamation of the local employment services and job clubs into one service was a key recommendation of the Indicon reports into the local employment services and job clubs. It was recognised that there was close interaction on complementarity between services, and amalgamation would reduce administrative duplication and support a more effective and efficient overall employment support service. The request for tender is designed to ensure that all competent service providers of appropriate scale can bid competitively. For some independent job clubs, there will be a challenge in bidding for much larger contracts in terms of services scale and geographic coverage. My officials have visited all existing providers and have encouraged them to work collaboratively. And I think that's the important word here. There has to be collaboration together with other providers in their sector and areas. So the request for tender encourages providers to explore the possibility of collaborating with other similar bodies to submit a joint tender under this RFT, where tenderers are working together and submit a joint bid. The minimum turnover criterion in the RFT may be satisfied by the members as a whole. So again, there's an advantage to working together, and there's also an advantage to the service when people work together and work more collaboratively. And can I just say, in terms of the RFT, 90% of the funding, is in securing the service and then the individual agreeing to the personal programme. So they get 90% of their payment then, and the remaining 10%, is when the secure employment. My voice is going here. I'm sorry about that. In terms of Ballahidreen Jobs Club, it attended in Dublin with the consultation that took place with the consultants, and we have certainly taken on board their views. Now, for some people, I have to say, they don't want to change. And I can understand that there is a reluctance to change, but having looked at this and examined it very carefully, I'm very clear that at the end of the day, I want to make sure it's the end user that benefits. And I do believe, having been visited the local job clubs in my own area, having spoken to the people who roll out the employability service, I have every confidence that that they will be well positioned to put in a good tender, and I have no reason why that they shouldn't, why they can't be successful. And I genuinely believe that. We have worked extremely hard with them to help them before the request for tender went out, to help them understand this process. And as I said, I think that the tender's out there now, and whenever it comes in, before we go and look at the next RFTs that are due towards the end of the year, we learn from this particular process, and I think that it will instill confidence in those providers, because at the end of the day, what they're doing is they are providing a service to people. They're giving them confidence. They're giving them advice to help them take up a job. So there's no reason why they shouldn't have that confidence in themselves to win this tender. And I leave it at that. Cahirlook.
Thanks very much, Minister. I think we've taken the talk off you today. But look, I think all of us are agreed that the focus needs to be on the individuals and ensuring that they secure sustainable employment. And I think we're all at one in relation to that. Oireach Bowalon Buick's go all done Ara Humphreys agus Daris Stott O'Brien agus Ofigi and Rina Asa Gunav done Cushta and you. Once again, I want to thank Minister Humphreys, Minister O'Brien and their officials for assistance to the committee today.